Let's see if I can tell you're at. Getting closer on my left. Closer. Let's see. You're still in the middle. Now you're back on my right. Coming closer. Really close. You're kind of on my right still. I don't know where you're at. Now you're moving over to the left side. Closer. You're really close. Alright, I did some preliminary testing. I mounted it on my car. I'm about to go do that again. It's still daylight right now, so the Kinect won't work very well in the daylight. But anyways, this is also kind of a problem. The bundle of wires and each of these motors aren't pressing up against the body very well. Also, I got some screw terminals. Hopefully that'll help these wires stay in place. I put it underneath the emergency brake and it seems to be okay, but I'm just kind of worried that I'm gonna fry the LED controller. And so yeah, hopefully I can build a little better. I'm gonna try putting it maybe on a piece of fabric for my hand. And I also had to mirror the Kinect code because when it's pointing behind you, it's actually in reverse as the motors are on your back. So I had to mirror the image. I, for some reason, overlooked that. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, hi. Thought I would just show the setup in my car real quick. I got a power inverter down here that's hooked up to a Kinect. It's not very good light, but the dinging's going to get annoying. Then I got a laptop hooked up over here. The battery life doesn't last very long, which is kind of unfortunate. I think I need to get just a battery pack for the Arduino. And then here is the guts of the thing, and it's hooked up to my chair. Then here's that array on my chair behind me. And then I'll show you how I got it mounted on the roof. Make sure I don't lock myself out. I don't know if you can even see. And then I just got some PVC pipe up there. So I think people are scared of the Kinect because the guy just went and moved his car. They aren't really sure what I'm doing, but basically, there it is. And when the guy behind me just drove away, I felt him drive away. So I'm gonna go drive around a little bit and see if I can get some good experience and learn, what the feedback's trying to tell me. I think I need to calibrate a little bit because unfortunately the Kinect is for relatively close distances compared to the driving distances. Also, headlamps, unfortunately, also their light spectrum must be picked up by the Kinect, unfortunately. So sometimes if the car behind me has the right type of headlight, the Kinect just blacks out. So we'll see how good this is. It might actually end up being good for parallel parking. Alright, driving around in Mission Beach. A few things I'm kind of realizing. Really need to have some kind of filter because the littlest blip on the Kinect will set the vibration motor off, and so you really need a substantial amount of mass to be detected by the Kinect in order for it to generate some kind of vibration, because otherwise I'm just getting all these vibrations on my back constantly, and I can't tell whether it's useful info or not. And then the other thing is because all the motors are on one piece of cardboard, I think the vibration is being sent, it's being transferred throughout the entire array. So one motor causes me to feel like it basically causes a big cloud of vibration. So need to rethink how they're all put together. Probably just use string or something that won't, that doesn't have any kind of stiffness that will carry the vibration between each little vibration array. Alright, hello. I have finished the vibrotactile feedback sensing system that I am now calling the TouchSee, since vibrotactile feedback sensing system is not all that easy to say. So the TouchSee is no longer on a piece of cardboard. I've moved it to several pieces of felt that I've opted to taped together since I'm not the best seamstress or a seamstress at all. And the motors are kind of more extreme, so that these ones are actually on the far right side of my body. These are kind of along the spine, and these are on the left side of my body, and they're actually pretty spread out, so really high, really low from the perspective of the Kinect. Here's the electronics. I got it hooked up here, and go ahead and show you the code. Kinect's sitting up here. Let's go see here. Wrong code. And you can hear them. They're all vibrating over here. So Kinect's running. And earlier I mentioned that I had to mirror the Kinect image, and that's actually wrong. You can do that now, but basically all I had to do is take the motors that are on my right side to my left, and the ones on the left to the right, because the Kinect, since it's pointing backwards from the perspective of my body, its left is my right back from my perspective. So cleared that up. So now it's transferring vibrations correctly. And you can rotate this around. Let's see, what else can I say? I added the ability to change the max depth and so here's max depth. You can capture, that kind of changes the range. And then here's what is this? This is the closest depths. So you can see that changes quite a bit. And I added that because sometimes you'll capture the road, and the road's all at one depth, so it tends to throw off any outliers you have, which might be important because if something really close but it's not big enough and it doesn't have enough pixels, then you won't pick it up. So sometimes, like for parallel parking, you don't necessarily need to capture things as far away, and so you want more sensitivity, more to depth in a shorter range. But that's something you probably want to change dynamically based on the speed of the vehicle, instead of allowing the user to manually change that. So that way you become familiar with a certain intensity for certain depths, because that shouldn't change too much over time. Let's see what else. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on and show you what it looks like on me. Alright, hi. So here it is on me. It's kind of silly looking, and unfortunately you have to wear it. I was kind of hoping that wouldn't be the case. But got the motors on my back. They're underneath. Actually, ideally, they would be on your skin for even better detection. And this thing has to be as tight as possible. It'd probably be better if I'd use elastic bands or something so it's constantly pushed up against your body. So I'll turn it on. Whoops. Runtime error. It's here. Okay, so they're all vibrating on my body, and in the room it's pretty sensitive, so I'm feeling everything at once. And I can't use it right now as a sensory substitution inside the home just to wander around because I have the motors flipped, and even mirroring it can get confusing. The Kinect has proven very useful indoors, and actually as a sensory substitution, it's a relatively cheap mechanism. I mean, the Kinect's $100, I think it is, and then the Arduinos are like $20. All the hardware altogether is probably looking at $250 to $300. Plus, just any home laptop for the most part can run the Ubuntu. So it's a relatively cheap way to provide some kind of sensory substitution. As a tool enhancer, it's also proven useful outdoors. I think a better use would actually be using ultrasonic detectors, because those can work in for the most part, any environment outdoors. And you don't really need that type of resolution in car use. Resolution as far as being able to detect an object, you're more worried about just the location of an object. But nonetheless, testing has shown that the vibrotactile feedback is useful. It makes you aware of things that you otherwise would not have been aware of. And it's been very fun and interesting project. And I actually hope to continue working on this a little better in the future. And hopefully make something very useful.